That's right. Come on and join us. Hey, one more time. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the delay. As you can see, we have revamped Transparent Tuesday, so we were having a few technical difficulties, but we got it together. Nothing but the enemy trying to stop the message that we have tonight. I want to welcome everybody. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss a Transparent Tuesday. You never know which topic might be the one to transform your life. Tonight, my special guest is my third oldest son, Adrian. We're going to be able to see you guys' comments, so you guys please keep in mind Adrian is a minor and be mindful of the comments. The topic that we're going to speak about tonight, Adrian is going to be very transparent and honest. We're going to discuss how separation, divorce, an absent parent in the home affects children. We think that we know how they feel and how they're affected, but we really don't know. So that's why I wanted Adrian to come on with me. That way, we can all know. You know, we never know what a child is thinking. We never know what his kid is going through. Our goal for this live is hoping that it'll give parents an insight of their children. Maybe they'll make some adjustments. Maybe they'll be able to have tough conversations with their kids. But we're just here to be transparent. Welcome, Adrian.
Hi.
Thank you for coming live with me this evening. You've been asking me for a while if you can come on my show. And here's your opportunity. How are you doing today?
Good.
Don't be shy. Don't be anxious. As you can see, it's just you and I on the screen. We're just going to have a conversation. And when comments come across, we'll, answer the comments or anything like that. But, okay, so are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to tell me how life was for you when me and your dad were together and we were in the same household.
It was fun and stuff where you guys would take us places, have great ideas, and then everything was fun.
Okay. And what about the not fun times?
That sometimes when we don't have fun, sometimes when dad would just be would be out of line for no reason, and then that sometimes I wish that we could leave.
What exactly did your dad do that was out of line?
Of hit us for no reason and then drinking.
Okay. When he did that, how did it make you feel?
Sad.
What about your brothers? I'm sure you guys had conversations that I don't know about. How did your brothers feel?
Well, they were sad too and wished the same thing as me.
So when I took you guys and I actually left your dad, remember when we lived in Victorville?
Mm-hmm.
And then we left? How did that make you feel?
At first I was sad, and then I thought of all the things that happened, and then I wasn't sad no more.
Okay, so you're going a little fast. Let's slow it down. I need you to give me some details, okay? When we first left, what made you sad?
So because I thought that I'd never see him again.
Mm-hmm. And you said after you thought about everything, you weren't sad anymore. What did you think about?
Of the bad stuff that he did.
Okay, not too many details, but just a little bit of details. What was the bad stuff?
Of him cussing a lot, and then when he would drink, he'll get drunk, and then he'll start being one of those bad parents, and then he'll put holes in the walls, and then he'll yell at us for no reason.
Okay. So, do me a favor. Look, you see right here? Look right there when you're talking to me. So, when we first left and we were staying in the hotel, how did that make you feel to not be at home anymore? That I had to uproot you guys from the house and we had to stay in the hotel?
To first, I felt that it wasn't going to be safe out there because we never been there before.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we all started getting comfortable there, and then it became safe because of your protection.
Okay. So when we were in the hotel and you guys weren't seeing your dad for a while, how did that make you feel? Like, How did it change the routine of things?
Changed that I don't know.
It's okay. If you don't know, it's okay. It's okay. Don't feel pressured in any type of way. Like I said, I just want you to be open and honest. And whatever you can answer, I want you to answer. And if you don't feel comfortable answering something, then you don't have to, okay?
Okay.
All right. So when we moved into our new apartment, remember when we moved to Apple Valley?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that?
Well, that it was a alright place and it had nice schools and stuff until we got to the schools.
And when we first moved in and Dad was helping us move in and stuff, how did that make you feel?
Happy.
When Dad started staying with us for a little bit, did you feel happy? Did you feel safe? Were you not happy? What were your thoughts?
That everything was gonna go back to normal.
And what is normal to you?
That like no bad stuff, and then we could all have fun again.
So what ended up happening though?
That he was doing bad stuff again.
What did he do that was bad?
The
When
same,
you say bad stuff, for the people that are watching, can you go into detail exactly what you consider to be bad?
the same things that he was doing before when we first left, because of the reasons why we left.
So let's fast forward to me and Dad being divorced, and Dad's not around anymore at all. How does that make you feel? How did the complete separation, when you finally realize, okay, Mom and Dad are not going to be together no more for good, how did that make you feel?
Sad.
Why were you sad about it?
Because I thought like you two were like gonna talk bad to each other and stuff like that, and y'all would be yelling and stuff.
What about now? How do you feel now that I've remarried and Dad lives down the hill? How do you feel now?
I feel okay.
How do you feel about your relationship with your dad?
Well, I really don't see him that often, and every time we call him, he doesn't answer. So it's like that he doesn't care about us no more. So,
And how does that make you and your brothers feel?
well, some of us we don't care, but for Grayson and Justin, they're sad.
If you could change anything, right? If you could say, Mom, I'd want you to change something, what would it be?
I don't know.
Is there anything that I could have done, or maybe your dad could have done, or conversations that I could have had with you to make the transition easier?
With you and Dad getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Do you wish that me and your dad stayed together?
No.
Okay. Is there anything you do now to make things easier for you since you don't?
If you'll call him, we could go to his house more.
So there are parents that are watching their separation, what they could do, a little advice you would give them, what they could do for their kids.
See if how they feel and have some conversations with them.
What type of conversations?
Like asking them, "Are you alright with me and your dad divorcing?" or and stuff like that. Like, how do you feel about it and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Mom was selfish for divorcing your dad?
No.
Do you think that I did what was best for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel better and safe now that we're not together anymore? Or how do you feel like when you're at home and your dad's not there every day? How does that make you
Well, I really don't think about that because I really don't think about dad like that.
Okay, I understand that. Does it affect you that you don't have the same relationship that you used to have with your dad?
Mm, yeah, a little bit.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel I've like me and him have nothing to do in common anymore.
What about me and you? How's our relationship?
It's good.
Is there anything that I can do to improve?
No,
Are you
it's
sure?
alright. Yeah, it's already all right.
I mean, you could be, I know we're live, but you can be honest. I understand and I know, Adrian, that I've made mistakes as a parent, and I do apologize to you for that. And my goal, the whole reason why I have this show, is so that adults, young adults, children, everybody can be better. We all make mistakes. We all go through things in life. And I wanted you to come on here and express how you feel because we don't know. I'm your mom and I love you and I try to understand you and have conversations with you. But I don't know what you're going through when you close the door. I don't know what you're going through when you go to sleep. So that's why I was asking you these questions because there might be another mom and dad that's going through a separation. And if the kids are with the dad or if the kids are with the mom, they don't know for sure what their child is going through. So that's why I wanted you to explain to us exactly how you feel and what you're going through. So if I need to do something better, please let me know and I will work on it. No problem.
Okay, you could so like if our brothers will get in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes like we won't have nothing to do with it, and we won't know to stop having all of us to get in trouble though.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I always say you guys are a team, and when one's in trouble, all of you guys get in trouble. I get that. So let's just say hypothetically, if your dad was watching, what would you say to him that he could do better so you guys could have a better relationship?
To call us more and let us go to his house more.
Okay. Thank you, son. I appreciate you. I'm going to take over the show now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you want to say?
No.
All right. Thank you. All right, go.
All right.
So, as you guys can see, that was a very transparent conversation with my son on how he feels about me and his dad not being together anymore. As a mom, it's heartbreaking to hear your child say that they don't think about their father or they don't care about a relationship. I think sometimes men and even women, because in some relationships, the man is gone, the absent parent, and in some relationships, the woman is the absent parent. So the absent parent doesn't always take into consideration how it affects the children. Sometimes they only think about their feelings and how they feel, and they don't want to deal with the situation anymore. But there's kids involved. I love my sons. I'm doing the best. My husband and I are doing the best that we can to raise them. But at the end of the day, I'm a woman, and there's only so much that I can teach my sons. I have a daughter now, so I can teach her how to be a woman, but I cannot teach my sons how to be a man because I'm not a man. So that's something that I cannot teach them. I'm thankful for my husband and he's there and he's able to teach them the manly things that I don't know. But there's still that gap. There's still that absence. There's still that void that they don't have the relationship that they want to have with their father. My whole reason for today's show was separation doesn't only affect the adults, it affects the children as well. And sometimes it affects them more so. When I first left my husband, my children were in therapy because they were acting out in school. They weren't listening at home, and it was really, really hard for them. And I wasn't the only one that was in pain. They were in pain as well. Even though the relationship was toxic, he is still their father. And they still had that separation. They still felt a part of them was gone. As my son said, he feels like he doesn't have anything in common with his dad anymore. And that's heartbreaking. And that's something that needs to be taken into consideration. Um, I know everything's going on with the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff right now, but to be completely honest, in the African American community, it's a lot of children that do not have a good relationship with their fathers. Most of the time, when the parents break up, the fathers basically break up with their kids too. And that's something that all of us need to work together to bridge the gap. There's no reason that children should feel the way that they feel. You know, in the Bible, it says we're supposed to train a child up the way they're supposed to go, and they'll never depart from it. If we're raising our children in a certain way, when they get older, they get married and they have children, they're going to repeat the cycle. Or some will change the cycle because they didn't like the aftermath. Like me, I was a foster kid. I didn't like that. I didn't like growing up without my mom. I didn't like growing up without my dad. So I did everything in my power to make sure that I did not lose my children. But I cannot guarantee that my children are going to have the same fight and drive that I have. I can raise them a certain way, but once they get to a certain age, they're going to make their own decisions. So my whole thing is we're responsible for the next generation. So if we show them better, then they have an example of to how they can be better. Thank you for joining me on Transparent Tuesday. Please make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe so you don't miss a topic. If you don't have your copy of Marrying Outside of God's Will, make sure you get it. I'm just a vessel. Everything that I do, all of the glory goes to God. I'm just a vessel trying to get the message out there and trying to help the next person. I don't know the topics until maybe the day before or the day of God gives them to me. But you never know what the next topic is going to be, so make sure you don't miss it. Thank you guys and have a wonderful evening.